Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hey lovelies. So I'm finally back on my camera, and don't worry, there will still be dropping me vlogs. There will be vlogs and other content still going on. I'm just gonna get back into my inner roots, which was my story times. It just feels so weird to be back on my camera and just like, you know, sitting down and like talking to y'all instead of like being in my car. Like, don't get me wrong, I love being in my car. I love doing my vlog still. Like, I fucking love it so much. But oh my god, it feels so great to just sit down in my room and just talk to y'all. And yes, get your wine, get your snacks, get some water if you're underage. If you're under 21, I suggest juice, Starbucks, hot chocolate if wherever you are is cold. And please do not drink under 21, okay? That's not safe at all. So I also do have an announcement before the story time. So we're gonna do a story time and an announcement. So tune in to this story time. Announcement is that I finally created some merch. I've been working very hard on this merch. The link will be down below for my merch, so if you want to purchase it, I would appreciate it so much. Save your coins, by the way. I already inserted a code in the description so you can save $2.10 off your order, because we don't waste t-shirts, phone cases. You guys just have to check it out. And then we have the Don't Block Your Blessings merch as well. Some more batches coming up. There will be another batch on Thursday, which I am excited about. I cannot expose myself anymore, but you guys are gonna have to see next video, which will be next week. So let's get on with the story time. Oh, and I also got Stella Rosa wine. Well, my man got me this. My husband got me Stella Rosa black and red wine. So we definitely gonna need this because it's Saturday night, and this story time is gonna be really juicy. So let's pour the fuck up. If you're not 21, don't pour the fuck up at all. So we're gonna need all of this. It's going to be about how I was in an interracial relationship, and it didn't turn out so well. If you know me from back in the day, I went for mostly white boys. Like, I just had a thing for white boys, especially with like blonde hair, colored eyes, brown hair, colored eyes. Didn't matter. If you were a little Brad, then you was my man's in my head, but you really wasn't my man's. But you were my man's in my head, but then you were my man's, but then you're my man's. Okay, I had a lot of boy crushes. I was boy crazy about them little skater boys as well. Now we're gonna name him Brad in the story time. Brads are just Brads to me in my story times. If you guys see my story times before, he was way too much. Okay, let me get into the story time before I forget any little detail up in here, because that boy was way too much for me. So I met Brad back in 2014. I was 19 years old. I'm 24 now, but I was super duper young. He was 21 years old. I met him off of Plenty of Fish. POF is the dating app that I used to go on to meet people, meet dates, whatever. I clicked on his profile. He messaged me. I didn't even have to message him at all. He was talking to me, you know, we had general conversations. We decided to meet up one day, and he didn't even take me on a proper date, guys. Like, literally, we met up at the rec center down the street from my house, and we literally walked around like the whole day. We were dripping sweaty. It was just really disgusting. Just walked and talked, whatever. The day that we met, I was super nervous. I didn't know what to wear at all. So I really can't remember what I wore. I feel like I wore like a little dress, because I always wore dresses and skirts that were way too short for me back in the day. I don't know why I was doing that.
I'm a little fast ass and just sit down.
Girl, you need to put on some jeans or a longer skirt or a longer dress. This boy was 21 years old. I was 19 years old. He worked part-time at a fast food restaurant. Back in the day, I didn't see a bad thing with him working at a fast food restaurant part-time. I was like, oh, it's fine, like he has a job. Because the red flag is that if you're 21 years old and, you know, you're not getting any hours or anything like that, you're not trying to better your life, then like, what am I doing with you? If I could talk to my younger self, I would have been like,
girl, like, walk away from this situation.
As we were walking around the park, we literally, like, you know, kissed and made out or whatever. When we made out, he wanted me to be his girlfriend. We saw a shooting star coincidentally, and he was like,
oh my god, we're so meant to be.
I was like, oh my god,
Me too, like, I love you so much.
You wanna be my girlfriend?
I was like, okay, oh my god, yes, I will be your girlfriend, Brad. Like, I will be your girl. We started texting back and forth way more, okay? Like, we texted non-fucking stop. He would take the trolley and the bus to see me because he lived like 10 minutes away from me, but he didn't have a car as well. So he was literally walking from the trolley station to my house, which was like 25 to 30 minutes. And he used to always be very sweaty when he would come to my house. I guess I met him before So the tea is that my mutual friend, she actually dated him, and when I first met that mutual friend, we were all at the mall. She brought this boy, but I didn't notice him because he was skinnier and then he had longer, like, spiky hair. He didn't have spiky hair when I met him the second time. Then when I met him the first time, I was like, oh my god, like, I thought in my head, I was like, oh, if that's not her boyfriend, like, you know, I'm gonna ask him, like, hey, what's good, whatever. Had a little crush, but then she was like, oh no, that's my boyfriend. And I was like, damn, I have to back off now. But I thought he was cute back in the day, but he had a girlfriend at the time, which was the mutual friend. I'm cool with her still to this day, but I didn't know until, like, we talked about it probably the first week of dating. I was like, why do you look so familiar? He was like, I have no idea. And I was like, did you date so-and-so?
And he was like, oh my god, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we hung out at the mall. You guys were an item, and you smoked like a lot of cigarettes back then. He said, oh yeah, I quit smoking cigarettes. Yeah, that was me. I was like, oh my god, I met you before. Why the hell did I not know who you were, like, at all? We only dated for a good month because he was leaving for boot camp. Like, okay, I'm gonna write you letters. At the time, he used to always, like, complain to me about not getting any hours. I'm just like, dude, like, just find another job. It's fine, or find another job. He's like, no, I don't want to do that.
It's just, my paycheck's like $100, $150. It's just way too much. I'm always broke.
He made up, like, the weirdest lies ever. He was very manipulative at the time. Things that he told me about, like, his altercations, like, you know, in the streets, it was not true at all whatsoever. One time I didn't hear from him for like 2 days. He messaged me, he said, no, it's not you, my dad.
I ran into him, and then we got into a huge fight. I was in the hospital for 2 days. He literally, like, broke my ribs. He broke my arm.
Tell me why when I saw him, like, probably 3 days later, the boy looked perfectly fine. No broken ribs, no bruises. He said he had bruises all over his face, chest, all that. There was nothing on his body at all. He was literally like the biggest pathological liar of my fucking life. I'm gonna keep it real. He was such a pathological liar. We went to a birthday party from my friend, so we all wanted to meet at Mission Bay. He met up with us at the trolley station. My friend picked him up because, like I said, he didn't have a car. He didn't have his license at the time. All walked on Mission Bay, and then we wanted to have like a bonfire. So then he pulled my friend to the side. We're gonna name this friend like Anthony. He, I guess, had like this necklace with a ring on it.
Hey, I really want to give this ring to Sade. I really love her. Like, I'm in love with this girl.
And I want to propose to her right now. My friend Anthony came back to me, and then he started smiling like really hard, and I was like,
Anthony, like, why are you smiling so hard? Like, what is going on?
Like, I'm confused. Brad was smiling really hard too, and I was like, Brad, like, why are you smiling really hard too? Like, they were just acting really weird. So I was just like, what the heck? And may I remind you, all this happened at nighttime. This was not at daytime. This was totally at nighttime. We stayed at the beach like half the day from 4 to like 10:30 at night, I believe. He pulled me to the side. Brad pulled me to the side, and he's like, can I talk to you for a second? And Anthony was like,
Go, girl. Yeah, go.
like, go talk to him. Like, he really needs to tell you something really important. I was like, oh my god, Anthony, okay, cool. So then he pulled me to the side, and he said,
You know I love you, right?
and then he was like holding my hand, and I was like,
Yeah, I know you love me. What's going on?
I love you so much. I know that I'm going away to boot camp in 2 weeks, and I know that you're basically gonna write it out for me. And I was like, yeah, like, I'm still gonna be with you. I'm gonna write you letters, and I'm gonna wait for you to come back. Wherever you gotta go, then I'm still gonna be with you. Like, you know, I was like in love with this dude at the time. He was like,
Yeah, I'm just so in love with you. We're going so good.
and then I was like, I looked at him and I paused, and then I did see what was in his hand, but I didn't know that it was a ring at the time, y'all. It just, I knew it was something like important. So when I looked at him and I froze up, and he was like, what's wrong? And I said, if you're gonna propose to me, I'm gonna say no because I'm not ready for marriage. I feel like I'm way too young to get married. So then he looked all disappointed, and then he pulled out the ring with the necklace, and he said, I was gonna propose to you. And I was like, oh my god, really? And he was like, yeah, but it's okay. Like, we can make this into a promise ring. I promised you that I'm going to be faithful to you, and I'm gonna come back to you, and strictly you, and you're gonna always have my heart. So this is a promise ring. So then I was like, oh my god, yeah, I'd rather have it be a promise ring for now, and then we can, you know, get married in the future. He was like, yeah, sure. So now I was super duper happy. I was like excited as fuck. And then he put the necklace over, you know, my neck and stuff like that, because the ring that he got, it was super duper big. It did not look like a ring that he bought. It was his sister's, but I think it was his sister's ring. The ring was like way too big. My finger was so fucking skinny at the time. It still is, but like, it was skinnier than this. So like, it didn't feel right. I think he stole the ring from his sister's room, not in no box or anything. He literally had the shit in his fucking pocket. So I'm like, bro, like, you stole that from your sister. I know you did, Brad. I'm pretty sure you did, Brad. Okay? Why are you stealing, Brad? Why are you being a thief? Stealing. Actually, time went by with me and Brad. We were still together for the next couple weeks. our 1 month anniversary hit, and I wanted him to meet my father, meet my family. He met my family, he met my brothers. I have a lot of brothers and sisters. And he met my dad, and I asked my dad, what do you think of him? And then my dad was like, he's all right. My dad really didn't say anything. God bless my dad's soul. But he really didn't say anything like about this boy that I was dating, like at all. My dad's like very quiet. But like when he met my siblings, it was all chill. And he bought me like this drink from the taco shop around the corner. Like he literally paid a quarter for it, guys. Like he literally had a drink from earlier, and then he used the cup all over again. He said,
oh hey, it's gonna be cheaper for me if I use the same cup all over again.
They're like, yeah, it'll be like a quarter. So he gave them a quarter, at least a quarter to 50 cents to give me a drink. And then we went back to the house. And then we were going back to the house, he kept saying the N-word, guys. May I remind you, he said the N-word like all the time around me. And at the time, I didn't know that the N-word was offensive for other races to be saying that, especially around black people. Like he would say nigga like all the fucking time. And then I guess his brother-in-law was like mixed with black, so he said, oh no, it's fine, like my brother-in-law's black. Like he was one of those guys that basically like the my friend is black card basically. And it was just so weird. So he would be like, nigga this, nigga that.
Think so well. Wonder if I can see the N-word. Wait, can I really see the N-word? What up, my nigga? What up, my nigga? Big ups, my nigga. We are my nigga. You pussy ass nigga. Man, fuck y'all niggas. Cause I'm that nigga. I'm that nigga.
Oh, nah, nigga, like, so on the floor, because he knew that I said it like a lot. And he kept saying it, and then like I kind of looked at him, but I didn't know. Like I was like, dude, I don't care if he said the N-word, which I shouldn't have did, by the way, but I was young, I was dumb, and I was ignorant at the time. I just didn't know. I was so close-minded that other races couldn't use the N-word, and that shit's basically very offensive. Like now I'm just like, bro, like if you say the N-word around me, I'm going to say something. I'm going to be like, excuse me, what did you say? Did you just say ninja? Huh? Is that what you said? I know my ears are cleaned out this week, okay? I know you said the word. Don't say that word ever again. Like, I literally would stand my ground if I hear the N-word out of anybody's fucking mouth that is not African American. Strong opinions about it now, but at the time, I didn't at all. So I kind of let it slide a bit. I remember, like, heading back to the house. Like, it wasn't even a long walk at all. It was literally around the corner. So it was like a 5-minute walk at least, because we were walking so slow, kissing, hugging, cuddling, basically PDA. And I was like, okay, I don't want my dad to drive by and see us, so you're gonna have to kiss me like really quick. We didn't even kiss in the house, by the way. We were literally on the floor, and I made a pallet on the floor, and then we ate some fries that I bought, okay, with my little bit of money, because I didn't have a job at the time, until like probably like a few months later. He didn't pay for anything, guys. And then when he was saying the N-word, my brothers usually go outside, and we need a drink. My brothers would literally go outside, and they would pop out of nowhere. And I told him specifically, because my brothers were way bigger than him, including my little brother. My little brother is like 6 foot tall, okay? My brother is like 5'11", my older brother. And I said, you're gonna have to stop saying the N-word, because like, I don't want
my brothers to beat you up.
He was super scared of my brothers. Like, it was the funniest shit ever. Like, any dude that I brought around, except for my man that I have now, my husband, they were always scared of my brother for some reason. Both my brothers, like, they were so like intimidated by them. Like, I guess they have like that persona of like the resting bitch face, basically, like how I have it. And like, you know, my other siblings, they have it too. Some of them do, not all of them. But my brothers, they have it like the most, to the point where like every boyfriend that I brought around, they were scared as fuck of my brother, except for my first love and then my husband. So those are the only 2 people who weren't scared of my brothers. But all the other ones, yes, they were very scared of my brother. He ended up breaking up with me. We broke up. He said that he doesn't want to be with me anymore. He said that was too much. He said that I needed to change and like kind of like mature more in order for me to be with him. When I'm just like, Brad, like, how are you gonna sit there and say that I need to mature when you're sitting there, you just literally decided to get your life together, okay? You were working at a fast food restaurant that barely gave you hours. Second of all. Third of all, he said the N-word all the time, and I am so surprised that somebody did not knock him in his shit. Even for like, you know, a white boyfriend to sit there and say the N-word, I was just like, okay, like, no, like that's just way too much. But I was so gullible back then to the point where I was just like, no, I'll let it slide, it's fine, he's around me, that's cool, like his girlfriend's black, that's fine. Like, no, that's not okay at all whatsoever. So Brad was basically trash. And I tried to give him back his ring when he came back from boot camp. Boot camp was at least 8 weeks. I found out that he had another girlfriend. I believe it was like a side chick or whatever. The same ring actually that he gave me, I think I showed my friend, and she was like, dude, like he tried to give me that ring. So yeah, that is a ring that was his sister. So yeah, he didn't buy that ring at all whatsoever. Try to give it back to him, he wouldn't. He was actually pretty scared to like meet up with me. He told me that I didn't change one bit. I would text him, I would be crying. It was to the point where I wouldn't even like get out of bed and like, you know, like be active. And like I went to my friend's house, and my other friend, I would never forget it, she told me, she was like, you need to get the fuck over it. Like, you guys only dated for a month, like it didn't even last that long. She was like, you need to get over it. And then my other friends were like saying like, oh no, it's okay, like oh my god, like she's so hurt. Like my other friends were very sensitive, but that friend did not give a shit at all. She was like, dude, you need to get over it. Okay, you guys dated for a month, okay, cool, you guys almost got engaged, all right, cool, it didn't happen, like you need to move on. So then, like, I remember just being so upset at that friend, but she was 100% true. I needed to move on with my life, first of all. Second of all, that boy treated me like crap, and he was too needy. He was basically doing, like, you know, saying racist shit just by even saying the N-word. Like, it was just ridiculous. That happened in 2014. Life lesson learned. As I got older, I realized that that wasn't right. Like, I didn't want to like basically expose, but I'm really not saying any names, so y'all not gonna know who I'm talking about. So yeah, that's just my story time on how I dated this one white boy who said the N-word several times and broke up with me for another girl that I think he was seeing on the side. Actually, he was actually seeing her on the side, most likely. 6 months after we broke up, or a few months after, he got married to another chick. I think he got married the second time. So he already got married 2 times, okay? I guess he got married like the moment he got in the military, basically. Oh, and also comment below what you guys think of Brad. Do you think he was messy? Do you think he was out of line? Let me know what you think. I will be posting my story times on each, probably Saturday or Sunday, but I'm gonna go towards Saturday and then post my Driving Me vlogs on Sunday with my advice videos. So yeah, comment below your thoughts. Messy ass story time on my interracial relationship, one of them. I have way more story times. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure to purchase my merch, so you guys will see my merch when I get it in the mail, which is on next Tuesday. So you guys will see what the phone case looks like and the t-shirt that I got. And then my third batch of merch, I am releasing it next Friday, so you guys are going to see it on the website. Make sure to also check out my recent videos, my Driving Me vlogs, and also again, my Driving Me vlogs are still going on. And send me an email at charlovely1995@gmail.com. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of my merch, because I work so fucking hard on it. Like, I'm so proud of myself. But again, see you guys in the next video.